thanks to the supporters and channel member Aiden C97. Oh, this Champions League is going to be a breeze. I figured out I can register players for it whenever I want. All that messing around with attacking midfielders in the last round, not necessary. We can just register players whenever. This is barely even a competition in North America. Goodness me. And not only that, but the quarterfinal is a return to one of my old stamping grounds. We're away against Deportivo Guadalajara, aka Chivas, who I have managed in a YouTube series before, where I discovered that the Mexican League was even more bonkers than the MLS, which is one of the reasons I didn't want to go back there this time round. But in all those times managing there, and I did dress up in a Mexican fancy dress that I got off of Amazon, I'm not sure I ever had a look at the stadium. So let's go to Mexico. And if you're wondering which bit of Mexico Guadalajara is in, that was a tough sentence. It's in this bit, not a million miles from Mexico City. Also, not a million miles from the water. In fact, there's even more water down there. There's a rather large lake. But it looks like the stadium is on the outskirts of the town. And if we have a look at the aerial photography, we can see it means business. Big car park as well. And I guess if the car park's full, you can just abandon your car in these woods back here. But it does look like a very nice stadium, presumably relatively recently purpose-built. Looking at it, I mean, it looks like a very nice, very modern stadium that would not be at all out of place in the Premier League, unlike these silly baseball fields we've been playing in. I like this little living wall bush section there. Is that hiding a retractable pitch? Because you've got a little step up before you get to the edge of the ground. I wonder if we've got a retractable pitch situation here, which does seem very, very fancy. What a lovely ground. Let's have a look at it from outside. See the exterior view. Drop ourselves down here. Oh, what a wall. I mean, it's less impressive from outside because we are just looking at the... Oh, is that the players' entrance or the car park or something? Can we actually get up? I want to get to the road. I don't think we're very town centre, are we? We're an out of town... Oh, I tell you what. Look at that. It's like the Teletubbies house. That's amazing. I want some tubby tustard for my half-time snack. Oh, that is now my favourite stadium in world football, I think. That's incredible. I'm probably kind of happy if they knock us out now, actually, looking at that. It's a beautiful place, built in 2010. So, as I say, relatively recently built. No mention on here that it's converted hill, which I feel like his information football manager should have in the game. But let's go and beat them. Because, you know, we would like to win the competition. And this is the team we're going to try and beat them with. It is Boj in goal because, remember, we are still without Yamoa. There's a chance he'll be back for the second leg. In fact, it's quite a good chance because I think we've got quite a long gap before the second leg. Yeah, second leg is nearly a month away, so he should be back for the second leg. So for today, Boj continues in goal. We've got a back four of Prencha, Contreras, Fus and Nabil, Persson and Asker in midfield, Velez, Lecce and Unlove behind Villakazi up front. That's three of the front four are South African because I like to keep my South African boys around. In fact, I only have one American, but I've got four South Africans in the first team squad because I can't let go of the Stellenbosch era. How many South Africans and or Americans are going to join me in South America for the next leg? And will we ever get to the point where we can afford to reunite with any of our Japanese players? Probably not, because they're very expensive and time is passing now and they're all getting on a bit and we don't like old men. And if you want to know how much I dislike old men, you should go and watch the video I uploaded at the weekend where I signed over 35 players only, assembled a dream team of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Sergio Ramos, Luka Modric. I'll let you watch the video so you can see how that went. But let's not worry about one-off videos and worry about winning the Champions League in this Pentagon. And there is Unlove bursting into the area and surely he's fouled. Apparently he's not. As far as I'm concerned, if any of my players ever fall over in the penalty area, it should be a penalty. Villakazi scored. I think he's probably offside. It was a very strange goal. If this ends up getting given, it's madness. It's cleared to Mleshi and he hooks it back to Big Kurt and Big Kurt was a mile off. I think we're probably going to look at it from the other angle. I mean, he's not actually as offside as I thought he was, but he is still, and I believe this is a technical term, plenty offside. So it remains 0-0, but a nice little warning shot to let them know that we mean business, that we are here we're not just here for the tubby tustard. We are here to play. We are here to win ourselves a Champions League and, of course, win ourselves a spot in the semi-final. I haven't even looked at who the semi-final would be against if we get there. Are we to assume that the other match going on tonight is the one on our side of the bracket? So are we playing for a game against Cruz Azul or Santos Laguna? No idea. And we got about 40 minutes of not having to worry about an attacking midfielder because Lecce's now injured. So he's going to come off. Runnison will come on and play there. Runnison's had to play there a lot recently, which is why he's lost his place in central midfield. I like the Asker and Persson partnership in there. I like keeping Asker in the team because he's such a threat at set pieces, being 6'4" and all that. And Persson is just a very effective midfielder. So Runnison, who has been one of my top guys for the couple of years we've been here, has kind of lost his spot in central midfield, but re-emerging as an attacking midfielder because of circumstance. And he's going to have to play there again for us today. That's an annoyingly good ball over the top. Referee, are you going to help me out here? Because he looked offside too. I mean, it's not an absolute disaster if we lose the first leg 1-0, but I'd obviously rather not. It's always a little bit tricky first legs away from home because my instinct in a normal match is go attacking now. But I think in the circumstances, we probably just continue with the same game plan and carry on as if it's still 0-0. And if we get them back to our place with just a 1-goal deficit, trust ourselves to make that deficit up, which I think is not unreasonable. What I will do is offer some encouragement because we haven't had a shot on target yet, which is more troubling than the scoreline because it suggests we might have come up against opponents who might be too good for us. Unlove trying a shenanigans free kick. It goes to Velez. Velez is very quickly becoming the star man of this team. We still love Vilakazi. We still love Unlove. But Velez is he's getting better and better all the time. And that's already his 7th goal of the season from the left wing to make it 1-1. And that is super duper important. And at what point do we make him our centre forward? He is, I mean, he's doing quite well on the left wing, so I guess we don't need to yet. Right. We are going to take off our centre forward, though. Condori's going to come on for Vilakazi. Vilakazi not having the best of times up there today. And we're going to bring Grimmer on in midfield as well, just for some fresh legs in there. And, I mean, I'm happy with this as a first leg. If we just hold on to this 1-1, I think this puts us in I won't say in control of the tie, but in a very strong position going into that second leg. Velez is now tiring, so Lennon can come on. Persson can come off for Deluli. I love the strength in depth we've got in this squad now. It's such a contrast from even where we were tail end of last season. The fact that we can make 5 substitutions, take off several of the star men and not feel like we've massively weakened the team is huge. And there's still 3 or 4 players sat on that bench who'll be feeling a little bit hard done by that they haven't been involved today. So that's a jolly good sign. Right, Unlove plays it into, tries to play it into Runnison. He's sold him a little short, and we're in danger here of conceding a late sucker punch. Foose, the only American in the team, plays it forward. I mean, this is some lovely football, playing it out of defence. Runnison picks it up. He was looking for the run of Condori. I think he was probably offside anyway, and it's back up the other end, and there is the sucker punch. And, I mean, I think that was less offside than the first one they scored, ref. I mean, I'll take it. If you want to disallow it, I'm not going to argue with you. But, yeah, I suspected it was probably on. They counter-attacked our counter-attack. That ball from Runnison was an unusual decision. He rarely gives the ball away like that. He's had a terrible time, and we have lost 2-1. It's not the end of the world, but it does obviously mean we have to do the business in that second leg now. We've got a few games to play in MLS before we get there, but I will meet you for the second leg where hopefully we'll do a football, or else it does kind of wreck my plans to win the Champions League this season. Well, we've started to see a little bit of the downside of having such good strength in depth, and that's a few of the fringe players are starting to get a grumpy on because they want to play more games, but hopefully it's not going to cause any atmosphere problems, although as you can see it's shot our atmosphere down from what was very good to average, which is not ideal. It hasn't affected our MLS form. We're still looking very strong in the league, comfortably top of the conference, comfortably top of the Supporters' Shield. We're going to win all that with ease again. And Kurt Villakazi is a superstar. 11 goals from 8 appearances in the league, averaging a 7.95. He's going to win every award going this season. Not considered the best player in the league, though. Not even in the Dream 11. Velez is up front in the Dream 11. Unlove has re-established himself as the best player in MLS. And frankly, the fact that we've got 2 of the best 4 players as Unlove and Velez are the wingers just pinging crosses into the penalty area for 6'4" Villakazi, it's no surprise he's scoring the amount of goals that he's scoring. So I don't know how much credit goes to him and how much credit goes to the incredible quality that's around him, but he's having a lovely time. We should hopefully have a lovely time in this second leg because we've got Ernest Yamoa back. He is fit, he is back in goal, and this is the team that must win this second leg. It's Yamoa in goal, a back four of Prencha, Contreras, Fus and Nabil, Persson and Asker in midfield, Velez, Lecce and Unlove behind, Villakazi up front. It's the strongest team we can put out there, Estevez aside, but he's long-term injured. So with the players we've got available, it's comfortably our best team, and we just need to assert ourselves on the fixture. Still only 43,000 people turned up. For context, we got like 60,000 for the Eastern Conference playoff final last season. These American fans don't understand where their excitement and loyalty should be. The Champions League is obviously bigger than winning the Eastern Conference. Although, to be fair, we had more people turn up for the conference than we did for the MLS Cup 2 weeks later. So I guess we won the one they really wanted us to win because that was the one we played in front of the most fans. Velez is in behind, and I thought he'd scored there. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't just square it for Villakazi. I've just talked about that's why Villakazi scores as many goals as he does, because we've got Velez and Unlove just putting them on a plate for him. Velez decides to go it alone. Where's your plate, you silly goose? We definitely could have used a goal there. We're still 2-1 down on aggregate. Getting an early goal to level the tie would be super duper, especially as it seems that Chivas have decided to come in and just defend. They've not had a shot. They've had 27% possession. They're just happy to let us have the ball while they defend. And Contreras is leading the counter-attack. And there is a lot more blue shirts than red shirts in this half of the pitch. He lays it off to Velez. Velez into the penalty area, across to Persson. Persson shoots. And with the numbers we had in that counter-attack, why is it our centre-back and our holding midfielder who get the ball as part of it? That's just silly. Right, we had a tasty little corner there, and we're now trying to get things moving forward again. It's gone all the way back to our keeper, to be fair. And now Nabil, terrible from him, just gives the ball away. And now Chivas, having weathered the storm early on, are probably going to come and kill us off now. And we're going to have some decisions to make about whether we stay in MLS or head to Mexico. We have beaten Mexican teams. Obviously, we won in the last round. We won a couple of matches in the League's Cup last year against Mexican teams. We are capable of beating them. So I don't know if it's a case of we need to go to Mexico because it's the only chance we've got of winning the Champions League. But it'll certainly be easier from there, it seems. Lecce plays it into Velez. Velez shoots, and now he's hit the post. Oh, my word. Velez looks like he's decided to try and win the tie on his own. I mean, if it works, fair play to him. If we end up losing after him being selfish a couple of times, I will be quite sad. There you go. Jesus has his goal. It's 1-0 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate, and now we just need to capitalise on how well we've played in this first half and grab ourselves another one and take the lead in the tie. I think after the way we've played in this first half, look at the space they've given Velez there. That's insane. But they are just set up to defend. They're doing their 2 banks of 4. They're just sat in front of their keeper. And I don't know if they're going to be able to adjust particularly easily to doing something different, having clearly set out to play that way. But it doesn't matter because we're still not winning the tie. In fact, we're now losing the tie again. They've done it from a set piece. This is why we needed that second goal in the first half. Disallow this ref. For goodness sake, the ref's an idiot. Right, we are going attacking now. I don't want to see them score a goal. Can I go attacking? We've gone attacking. We're demanding more. We should not be getting knocked out of this competition today. We are good enough to win it. Of that, I am certain. This is just a little bit of naivety. I don't know. Do we? I'm tempted to go back and blame the MLS Cup on naivety as well. Maybe we bottle on the big stage, although obviously we did have fitness and selection issues for that game. But this is a strong team that shouldn't be getting knocked out of this competition. Nabil cuts it back, but I mean, it just doesn't get to one of our players. This is team happiness thing. This is player revolt making these passes not hit the right players. Unlove, he's been very quiet today. Person now, who's had a couple of chances. Asker into Velez. Velez has scored again. The referee's got his finger in his ear. He needs to get that out of there immediately and let Velez have his goal. Velez is putting on a masterclass. But he's kind of the only player in our team who's turned up. And that one's been given as well. And, I mean, Jesus, Velez. He's quite good, isn't he? He is quite good. Right, I think we're going to stay attacking. We need to go on and score again. We're still only drawing in the tie. We don't want to be going to extra time and penalties and things like that. And we don't want to sit back at all and let Chivas back into the game again, like we've already done once. Asker showing why he's so useful in midfield there. And Person picks it up from the loose ball and plays it back to Foose. Just, come on, take your time. Unlove and Vilakazi need to do something today. Person to Nabil. We're winning the second balls now, which we weren't doing before. Unlove crosses to Vilakazi. I said those two need to do something, and that's what we've been watching them do for about 4 seasons now across multiple continents. Get the ball out to Unlove, get him crossing it, and Kurt Vilakazi will score. It's now 3-1 on the night, 4-3 on aggregate, and for the first time in the tie, we have the advantage. We're going to drop back to a positive mentality. Chivas have now got to come at us, which they haven't had to do since that first leg when they were just in control of the game. Are they going to be able to switch things around with the players they've got on the pitch and take control of the game again? Hopefully not. Right, Nabil is going to come off. We'll bring on Deluli, who hopefully him coming on makes him happy and doesn't add his grumpiness to the pitch, which would not be ideal at all. And we're going to bring Runnerson on in his actual position. And we've just got a couple of centre-backs coming on at fullback. We've gone more defensive with the fullbacks, and now Asker has scored another, and it's 4-1, and that's us through to the semi-final, I think. And I mean, we've made hard work of it. We've made it look more difficult than it needed to look, I think. But ultimately, thanks to an absolute masterclass from Velez, 2 goals and an assist, a 9.0. Kurt Vilakazi, by the way, currently wearing the captain's armband, as he should. Unlove is going to come off. Aaron Hall comes on for him. And then for the final change, Grimmer can come on in midfield. And once again, we've been able to make 5 substitutions, not noticeably weaken the team. And we've still got players who could be starting in this team sat down on the bench. It's a very strong squad. We just need to keep them all happy, because we've seen early on in this match, the player mutiny thing is strong. We just have to be stronger than it. But this is 2 Mexican teams we've dealt with now on this run. We can beat anything Mexico can throw at us. And obviously we know we can beat any MLS teams left in. I don't even know if there are any other MLS teams left in. We'll have a look at the semi-final draw after this match to work out who we're playing and who we'd potentially have in the final. But Kurt Vilakazi puts a cherry on top. His 14 for the season, our 5th of the night. It was never in doubt, boys and girls. Referee, just give the goal. Come on, let us have our fun. He has given the goal. He's letting us have our fun. And Vilakazi stat padding now, because he was fairly absent for large parts of this entire tie. But once we had it won, he's decided to grab himself a few goals. Enjoying being captain for that. He could have a hat-trick here if this is the right cross. It is a very good cross. Oh, he can't quite keep his header down, though. And I think a hat-trick for Vilakazi today would be flattering him and would harshly steal the Man of the Match award off of Velez. So it's probably for the best that he couldn't keep that header down. And Chivas, with a consolation goal at the end, puts it to 6-4 on aggregate. We're the best team in North America. I'm now certain of it. Having played against a couple of Mexican teams in these Champions League matches, I am convinced we're going to win the Champions League this season. That's the quarterfinal one. We're playing Cruz Azul in the semi-final, who I'm pretty sure we've played before and beaten. We beat them in the quarterfinal of the Leagues Cup last year on penalties. So we know we're capable of beating them. Let's just look at who the other side of the semi-final is. So we'll play in the final when we get there, either Tigres or DC United or Houston Dynamo. So there is still the possibility of an MLS club getting there. Cruz Azul are 6th in Mexico. Tigres are 5th. Where were Chivas? Chivas and Pumas, both higher up the league than all the teams left in it. This competition is ours to win. Coming up next, it's semi-final o'clock. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to my awesome Patreons for supporting the channel. And thank you very much for watching.